Yes. Good evening, everyone. This is Patrick speaking. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday Fireside Chat. And my name is Patrick. And I have two guests that will be joining me tonight. It's looping. I don't want to hear myself.
It's good. I'm going to go live to you now.
Wait for Peter. This is also the guest. I've got two guests tonight that I'm going to be shaking hands with. Yeah.
Pat,
Huh?
you are live.
Good evening, everyone, and just welcome our Sunday Fireside Chat. And my name is Patrick Gomede, and I have a guest here tonight, Henry. Good evening, Henry.
Evening, Pat. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks very much, and thanks very much for joining me this evening. And this is Henry's first time to be on the Fireside Chat, and he's one of the Vietela guides, and has been with Jimmy Game Reserve for several years, and he came from a long way with this company. He started as a maintenance guy, and worked extremely hard, and he became a tracker and eventually a guide, and then he's doing such a fantastic job. And you obviously hear us and having the conversation with the Jima guys in the radios and calling them Henry, Texan, Ephraim's, but obviously you don't get to see them sometimes. Sometimes we pump on them on a game drive, but we don't have enough time to actually stop and chat with them. And Henry is very, very excited just to be a part of the chat this afternoon. So I'll be chatting to Henry about the sightings that they see in the north that we don't get to see them on Western Ngari, as we are limited to our traversing range. So basically, the Fireside Chat, for those who are relatively new with Wild F, we do this every Sunday just to recap on the highlights of the week, and we just pick the best sightings that we have been seeing for the past week or so, and I just go through with them. And for the past weekend, we have had some fantastic sighting. The cheetahs came through, and the wild ducks also have been on Western Ngari. Lots of elephants activities over the show, as you see on the drive. Obviously, there's moving around on Western Ngari, feeding on the marula fruits as they are still in season. So as I always reiterate on the drive that the elephants will possibly be dispersing as the marula fruits are slowly but surely coming to the end of the season. So we might start seeing less and less elephants around Western Ngari. But having said that, we will still see some different individual bulls, and then even the breeding heads will also come through from time to time. So it doesn't necessarily mean that when the marula fruits come to the end of the season that it will be the end of the elephants in this part of the world. So we'll still see them as normal, but obviously we won't be seeing them as regularly and as actively as we see them at the moment. And just the best sighting that Seb and I saw yesterday afternoon, Duna, on the kill. I mean, that was a fantastic sighting. And as Seb said to me just at the end of the drive that it has been a while since we saw the leopard on the kill up in the tree with the two hyenas moving around at the base of the tree, just picking up the pieces of the bones that the leopard was constantly dropping to them. And yeah, I mean, I must say that was a great sighting. That he was actually found in the morning, and it was not a very great sighting as he was in the very thick bush in the drainage line just down below Treehouse Dam. And the 7 hour, we just took it easy, and then we saw a young elephant bull on his own, which was also quite unusual to see him on his own. And we stayed with him for a little while, and he eventually disappeared into thick bushes towards Zoe's Road. And we just took a very slow, easy drive towards Twin Dams. And I saw the vehicle on the dam wall. It was Graham Cook, the baboonsman, or Gowrie gang. And we got closer, and Duna was lying flat below the dam wall, which it was not a very great sighting for the first 10 to 15 minutes or so. And it was just a space for one vehicle at a time. We were on the dam wall, and Graham was on the other side of the dam, and he stayed there for 5 minutes, and he left, and then we drove around to where Graham was, and we had a better sighting, which was also not great. It was about, I would say, probably about 2 out of 5, or 2.5 out of 5 visual, and eventually he got up and he walked across the drainage line and he lied down next to the tree where the kill was, which Seb and I had no clue where the kill was, because as you had me that the kill is probably about a couple of 100 meters downstream, but the kill was actually near the dam itself. And Apes, one of the Jimmy Ranger who was also at the sighting, said, there's a killer up in the tree. And then I got up and then walked, and he stood at the base of the tree, looking up in the tree, and he climbed up. And as I was climbing up, it was a very full belly, and you could see that he could hardly climb up in the tree. It was actually quite an effort for him to climb up in the tree, but he made it, and he started feeding. And as we were sitting there quietly enjoying the beautiful sighting, and the two hyenas just came out from nowhere, which was incredible and amazing, as the few of the people were wondering how did the hyenas know about the kill, because Nduna didn't call it all. There were no alarm calls in the area, so it was obviously the smell of the carcass, as it was fairly old, probably about 2 or 3 days old, as there was not much left on the carcass. And yeah, that's how the hyenas picked it up. And then we just sat there, and the night fell, and then we had to leave him. And this morning Mark went out on the drive and then tried to relocate him, and he was obviously not on the kill, because he obviously finished it last night. And Mark did a fantastic tracking this morning. He followed his tracks for about half an hour to 45 minutes or so, and then he eventually found Nduna lying down on the other side of the dam, just pretty much in the same vicinity where he was yesterday afternoon. So I mean that was one of the greatest highlights of the week. And the cheetahs, as I said, and have also been in the area, but unfortunately we did not able to catch them on camera, because when we got there, where they were left actually, I heard from one of the Arachusa rangers in the west that the hyenas came in and chased the cheetahs away, and we looked around and we couldn't find him, but we bumped onto a very big elephant bull in mast. Peter was on camera, and we sat with him, and it was quite relaxed elephant bull, which was quite strange for an elephant bull in mast to be that relaxed. I mean, obviously, we gave him the space, and he just did his own thing and feeding, and literally he walked off. So it was another great sighting that we saw. And the best sighting that I've had 3 days ago was the elephant bull in mast, and Cat was on camera, just up on Cheetah Cart line, and we had a breeding head of elephants just before we bumped onto that big elephant bull in mast, and they were very relaxed, and we had the other elephants screaming and trumpeting deep into the bushes in Torchwood, which they did not show up. And we also bumped onto the, just on the same drive, same morning, the two rhinos, which we sat with them for a length of time. And we eventually bumped into the elephant bull. And as we approached him, and he started giving us a mark charge, which I thought that's a typical elephant bull behavior, but I didn't realize that he was in mast, and I got closer to him, and I switched off the vehicle. He just kept feeding and turned around and started shaking his head and doing this with the trunk, and Kev was obviously uncomfortable with the elephants mark charging us, and he put his trunk on the ground, and he sucked the sand, and he threw it into the vehicle, and I just had like a little sands landing on the bonnet of the gun and the equipment, which was quite scary, but it was not too serious. And he stopped it, and then he kept on feeding for a while, and again he just literally just turned around and shook his head, and again he did this with the trunk. And he came too close to the vehicle where I had to start the engine, and I reversed a little bit and switch off again, and then he walked right past the vehicle like that, and he carried on moving and feeding. So that was an amazing sighting of the elephant, which I haven't actually seen or charged by elephant for a while. So I think that was great. Just to have that bit of an elephant charge experience here. And we have had a few questions about the resident hyenas, floppy ear particularly, that when she was last seen, and has she had the cubs, and how is she doing, and that sort of thing. So that's, to be honest with you, I haven't actually seen floppy ear and the cubs for a very, very long time. So the last time I saw floppy ear, as I said yesterday, she was at Gallery Dam with another hyena, and she was obviously looking heavily pregnant and obviously due to give birth. And I think Tara or some of the Jima Rangers, which I will also ask Henry if they hadn't seen her for a while. They had a den just on the southern boundary of our concession, and Tara went to have a look at that den, and she had no luck. And there's also another den just further up in the south eastern part of the concession. They're not active there at all. Haven't been there for ages. And I've also checked the other den just off Zoe's Road. There is no activities there either. So I have no idea where she is and how she's doing, but I just assume that she is doing well, as there are not too many hyenas in the area. There's obviously less competition. So we only have the one resident clan of hyenas in the area. And there have been lots of hyenas activities up in the north, and also down in the south, and also within our concession. That's why Gorilla hasn't been seen around her concession due to the hyenas, leopards, and wild dogs activities. So she has been pretty active in the western sector, where I assume that there's possibly not too much competition there. There's less hyenas, or possibly less leopards or anything like that. So I have no idea. So, but we will keep our eye open. So, and we'll also asked the other rangers from the western sector and also south if they haven't seen the floppy ear and the other members of the resident clan. And I'm just going to have just a few questions to Henry about the sightings that they often see up in the north, like the Gijima males and the Nkuhumas, and there's also another pride that the Seven Eyes saw very recently called 2+1, and we didn't actually have a very good visual of them, as they were quite skittish and shy to the vehicle, and they actually just moved off into the thick bushes just before we got closer to them. So maybe Henry has a bit of an idea or the background history of the 2+1 lines. But I heard that one of the lines was in a very, very critical condition, and he was limping quite badly and was very, very skinny, and he's thought to be dead. So do you know anything like, regarding this particular pride, 2+1, Henry?
Yeah, to be honest with you, Pat, we did see them, like, let me say, like 2 weeks ago, but without the male, that male that we're talking about, saying critical condition. And that one, yeah, I definitely saying that he might be passed away, because we haven't seen him for like so many months. So, but we have seen like the females, as was a male. We have seen the females, and that 2+1, I think it's a mom and the 2 cubs, though they were a little bit big. And I think the mom is now a little bit old. So they keep coming into our property, but normally they head north and east, like cutting through Manyeleti and inside Kruger. Then they take time in there, because we have got like the Nkuhuma pride that are circling around in our property inside Manyeleti, though I'm not sure whether they get inside Kruger or not, because they sometimes spend more time without seeing them, and we don't reverse inside Kruger. We also don't reverse inside Manyeleti, so I don't have a good clue about whether they get how far in there, both sides.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, for sure I can say, because we have seen like the females together like 2 weeks ago, and from there I think, yeah, we haven't seen them again.
So you also don't see them
Very
regularly?
often, yeah.
Okay.
So, but we did find like two lionesses that we don't know them. Like this morning, I was like driving along the Manyeleti boundary, east of Jordan's Dam. So I did see like the vultures on a tree. So I decided to drive in there, check what could be inside
yeah.
there. And when I get there, as you were talking about the flappy ear, hyena, then I get in there, I find 3 of them.
Oh,
and she was one of them. Though they were lying down, I didn't see whether she will be heavily pregnant, like as we passed.
Lactating, that sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So so. And driving in there, we just bump into 2 lionesses that we don't know them. I can say like the one has got like left eye that is a little bit out.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what could be the story there. But yeah, they're not really comfortable with the vehicle. When you approach them, they're a little bit moving from us. So yeah, I didn't want to push them much, because that's how we teach them, like to
Get
keep a
used to
distance.
vehicles.
Yes, so yeah, I just move and let the other guys. We just put one vehicle at a time. Yeah, one vehicle at a time then.
Come on, please. Craig.
Oh, we just lost our light here. Sorry about that, folks, and we'll try and get it up as soon as possible. So yeah, I mean, and obviously the Gijemas and the Nkuhumas, they also tend to spend a lot of the time up in the north in Belgium. And do you have an idea how large the territory is, Henry? Because I know they also overlap into military reserve. Some time is spent more time over the, but they seem to be spending most of the time in Belgium property. Yeah.
Yeah, fam, let me say this because approximately like 7,000 hectares inside Befelsuk, if I'm not wrong. So I can say like that 7 hectares, that 7,000 hectares, I can say that because that's where we ending, not going in there. Plus little bit of us because, you know, they did come in here like coming to quarantine. We sometimes see them maybe feeding on a buffalo or feeding on the impalas, something like that. So that's, let me say like plus or 8 minus plus minus 8,000 hectares plus us up to here because we still go further south and they can't go in there. We normally see them end up here and went north. Sometimes they go west. So I'm not really sure how big is their territory when it comes to that. But yeah, I can definitely say that it's like 7 to 8,000. That's where I know because we can't get inside Manuleti.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. And because every, but not every time, but when they come down south on Western Gari and uh, they they tend to go for a buffalo. Do you know if they specialize on the other antelopes like the zebras, wallabies, and the kudus, and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it depends on what is on your menu. So if you can, yeah, but normally, yeah, they normally go for that because yeah, buffaloes are a little bit tough to catch them. So because of that two big males, they give more pressure, more power to them to take down buffaloes. So like now we have seen them without the buffaloes. Maybe there will be some changes or whatever. So but yeah, they definitely specializing with the buff in most cases. That's how we see them like feeding in most cases.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if the Gajima males have the clash with the other male lions in the military reserve, or you're not really sure about it yet?
Yeah, I'm not really
Because
sure.
just because they don't often roar. I don't know if they do roar in that part of the reserve, but when they are down here, they hardly roar. Which I assume that it's possibly because of the Manchinga lands and the Mapojos in the south.
Yeah.
But do they often roar when they're up in the north in Belgium?
Yeah, they do, but not much. We once I can't remember when, but yeah, because we keep on driving like almost every day. So one day we did find them, but they were on the boundary west of the north. That's Manyeleti, and they were like in our property, but they wanted like to move inside Manyeleti, and there was the other males that they were roaring in there. And then by roaring in there, they just cut it in. They didn't move in there. I just hear that for that. I just hear that once. So I don't know if they were like pushing each other from down there to be in here. But they nowadays, I think they were spending more time with us here, not going inside there several times. They
Okay, but apart from the Gajemas and obviously the 2+1, which obviously they don't have the dominant male to to protect them. Do you guys also see the other different male lions in the north or on the Manuleti and Belgian boundary, or not really?
not really up to so far. What I've said. For the first time. We like open from Kruger and Manyeleti, but on a Manyeleti side, we didn't have that much. But on Kruger side, that's eastern side of our concession, we sometimes find the males that we don't know them. We used to get like four brothers. Let me say four brothers, because if you don't know them together, we tend to say brothers. And they were in inside Torchwood, Green Pen area. We have seen them like twice in there, and then went back in. So from there we haven't seen up to so far. So yeah, but because it's only the boundary. Sometimes we just find the tracks, finding that they were in our concession and then they went back again. But it looks like slowly because the lions normally comes in to check. If there is no competition, then they can keep pushing inside. So we might maybe one day have them in our property.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
No, thanks very much for your time, Andy. And Pete Brat is going to be joining us shortly as well, just to tell us about Cape Town as we
Thought I'd bring you some sunglasses, huh?
yeah,
The light's so close here.
but I'm fun.
Oh yeah, it's always the live stuff. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Been a while.
yeah, great. How's it, great?
Yeah, good.
Wonderful.
Henry,
Hi, how are
meet
you?
again after last night?
Thank you. How was last night?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Henry and I were both with guests at Fuyatella last night for dinner, so yeah, that's why. So meet again last 2 nights. Cape Town's good, eh?
Wonderful. How's the weather down there compared to here?
Apparently it's very hot at the moment, much hotter than here. So yeah, Renee was a bit saying it's quite hot and stuff, but so I'm sure she'll get cool off in the pool or something.
Yeah, hopefully,
It'll
yeah.
be fine. But yeah, I was saying the light fell off, so I quickly actually had to come in here just to make sure it wasn't lying on the grass and maybe cause a fire. Because one fire in a fireside chat I think is enough, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, so actually for me it's good to be back in the bush. Actually this time I got to see a little bit outside of camp, which was good.
yeah.
We
Went
had a
out and
nice
drive.
drive, was it yesterday morning with some with that
Other
sighting,
friends, yeah.
the short one, so it was very nice. I think by now I'm still the only one that hasn't seen the 2 new cubs, but I guess maybe next time.
Next time when you come down and then you might get to see them, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
And
Yeah.
obviously then,
Have you seen them, Henry, in the meantime?
Yeah, we have seen them like 3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, they were at Aratuza yesterday, but we didn't go there to see them.
Okay.
Western section, they have got lots of vehicles. So you like booking a sighting. You said you are like maybe on a
standby.
standby
Yeah,
for like an hour
one of
or
these
more
number
than that.
machines.
Yeah,
Staying on the queue.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be back with us soon.
Yeah, for sure. Well, but yeah, because the mom, she was in here, Kurula, this
Today?
morning.
Oh.
Yeah, she was down by Philemon's Catland, Zoe's
okay.
Junction. So she was just trying to like hunt maybe.
Mm.
If she can get something, she might go back fetch
And
the
catch them,
cubs.
yeah.
Yeah, so we might be lucky seeing the cubs again.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, not again for me. First
Yeah,
time.
For the first
But I
time.
have to hurry
Yeah.
because I'm leaving again tomorrow evening, so or Tuesday morning actually. But
yeah. Let's hope
maybe
tomorrow
tomorrow,
they
yeah.
kill and then
yeah, that
brings
would
the
be
cub
nice,
in.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I didn't know that that she went into other tours of the cars, because I had the tracks on Gowrie Main Road junction with Zoe's Road and crossing over into the private property called Hoffman's. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah, I think she went there and crossed west. I mean, we just hear that from the radio. So because we are like partners with Arathusa, but yeah, they also partners to the other
Lodges.
Yeah, of course,
lodges.
yeah.
Then yeah, we like saying, okay, it's fine, we will just go, because we are rich with leopards here, though we don't see
Yeah,
them
it's
like
also them, huh?
almost every day, but we are.
Yeah, last night was a very nice Induna sighting as well.
Yeah,
Up the tree,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to seeing a bit more of that. But yeah, otherwise there's not much. Then I just wanted to actually come in quickly and say hi to everybody. It's been
A while, yeah.
it's been a while. I think the last time I was on TV on a Fireside Chat, I was still a single guy.
Now you made it. Congrats, by the way.
Ah, congratulations for that. Thank you. You like me now.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what else we can make on this fire after the chat.
Okay, yeah.
Quite hungry by now, but
But it's barbecue tonight.
sorry? Yeah,
It's bright tonight.
Bright tonight.
Yeah.
Bright tonight, yeah. So yeah, take this opportunity. Hello to everybody, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this chat. And we'll leave it to Patrick just to Maybe give us one more laugh and then close off.
No, thanks very much for joining us this evening, and it's been a wonderful chat, and especially meeting Henry for the first time in front of the camera, and I'm sure you'll come and do it again.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was pleasure coming here. I wasn't sure about this, but yeah, I
Yeah.
will keep coming if possible.
If we
You
invite
call
you.
me again.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, for sure. That'll be great. Yeah. So yeah, and hope everyone will have a good evening and good night, or good morning, wherever you are. And we'll see you in the morning for the AM drive, and it will be myself presenting in the morning, and I think Seb on camera and Craig in final control. So thanks for joining, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.